Hey, y'all. Welcome to episode 103 of Consignment Chats, aka C Chats. Today, Libby is going to wait for it, y'all, because this is one of our most popular series that we do. As she's nodding her head, See It with C Chats. Libby is going to run through her business process, how she brings things in and goes from point A to point, what do we say, Z.
There's a lot of points. No, it's really not that complicated. We're going to break it down, keep it simple. And Molly, do you want to let people know why we're doing another See It with C Chats episode on the same business?
Okay, y'all. Things changed. Shocker in the reselling world. Not really. When you, as anybody knows who deals with anything technology based, things change all the time. Whether eBay's changing it, List Perfectly's changing it, Poshmark's changing it, whoever, Google, whoever's got something to do with what you're doing, things change in the technology world all the time. That's why we say you always have to be ready to accept change, to pivot, to figure it out. And we had a big whammy this year, and we had Libby did a great job with the See It with C Chats on the business, and we had Samantha do hers. Samantha's got to do a new one too because her business was affected. So we are updating you to show you how Libby has pivoted. She's going to tell you a little bit about what happened, how she felt, how she pivoted, and what she's doing now to remain a successful business.
Yeah, so I think it was about 8 months ago we recorded our last one that was See It with C Chats. Molly and I were together in North Carolina and we recorded it. I think it was actually before we changed consignment platforms as well. So yeah, we have a lot to talk about. And I'm going to do a visual representation of this. If you're in our community, on our social media, you'll see if you noticed, with every See It with C Chats, I create a flow chart and a visual representation of the things we're talking about. But we're going to keep it pretty high level, and we're going to have tutorials on our YouTube channel. So for those of you listening on podcasts, you're like, oh, I want to see how that's done, or I'm not sure about this piece of it. Hop over to our YouTube channel. Check out some brief tutorials on anything you have questions on. And of course, hop in the community and ask. That's always a good option.
I mean, the community is such a great place to put things because everybody's so wonderful about sharing their knowledge of what they do. So it's always a good place too. So, and I want to back up, Libby, to you talking about we changed our own process on ourselves by switching our platforms that we used for our inventory sales, that kind of thing, not knowing that we were going to have something right behind it get changed on us again. And we always tell you we want to be real. Life happens and you do go, oh my gosh. But the fun part of this and about working with people who are uplifting and positive is you don't let yourself get down in a hole, and you figure it out and you move through it. And we not only had to do that once as we chose to change platforms, but then had a whammy come down the road that made us, just as we were getting settled with the new way, we had a new way 0.20 here, got 2.0 coming in. So all right, I wanted to throw that in there, but I really was proud of the way you and Samantha, with Sorting with Samantha, and I'm sure there's others out there who will share their process with us who did it too. I am really proud of the way that you guys took in the changes, made the changes, switched all out, pivoted, and kept things positive and got it moving. And the reason I want to put you all on a pedestal and give you that is because I'm still struggling with the process. So I really am. I am excited to listen to you today break things down, because I think I'm probably not the only one with some of these changes who is going to really benefit from you breaking the process down.
Yeah. And going through the process, it's really important when you're developing your process, and everybody's is going to look a little different. You're going to adapt, and through each part of how you process a consignment, how you do your inventory, the question is going to keep coming up. Why? So with each step, don't be afraid to like back up and say, why am I doing this? Understand the reasoning behind it. And, there may be extraneous, I always say there's extraneous things we can eliminate in the process, especially during the course of change. There are things we are doing that are probably not efficient, no longer needed. So it's always good to just stop through the process and ask yourself, why am I doing this? Now, Molly may ask that question as we're going through the process that I have just nailed down. Feel free, Molly, because I'm sure even worked on this considerably, there's always be changes that I can make to improve.
Right. And because you and I have always, even using the same system in the same business since I worked for you, we've always done things differently. So, there very well will be some whys, but I think that is, you always put a lot of gems out there with advice for people, but I really think the asking yourself why along the way of any of your business processes is one of my favorite gems that you put out there for people. I think it's so
let's do it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, why don't we show people?
Why don't we show people? Here we go.
Where do we start? The consignment comes in, we sort it, we decide what we're selling. I think we both batch things into like items because it's just more efficient to operate that way. So once we have our consignments sorted and batched, we both start the same way on our phone, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So how we do, we pick up our phone, we photograph the items. I put mine through Photo Room and remove the background. All right, so we have our items photographed. And Molly has some she's so good at Photo Room. And
I really want to pop a Photo Room funny in there for you. Can I pop a funny in, or will I mess up your flow?
Oh, yeah, no, put that in Photo Room fail. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I had a Photo Room fail, but I have another one. So I'll tell you, it wasn't the Photo Room fail, but I'll tell you this one.
Oh.
I did share this in our private group because it was hilarious. I was taking pictures and of I think it's something on the mannequin, I believe, because it's a little while ago that I shared it. And as I'm taking it, Photo Room will automatically just cut out your background. And I'm going on, I take another one. And as I go to put them live on eBay, I'm like, what is that in the back of that one picture? And I pull it up, and it is my husband who's sitting on the couch with his phone. However, in the picture, it looks like he very well could be sitting on a potty, going to the bathroom.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. Oh, that's so like funny.
A potty picture. It's hilarious. Thank goodness I caught it before I put it on eBay because, oh Lord, I don't know. Maybe it would have sold. Maybe it would have been more valuable. I don't know.
Maybe.
But the other thing I want to tell you is Photo Room. I'm always one to ooh and ah about Photo Room, but I'm telling you, the other day we were watching World Cup soccer games because we're soccer fanatics, and I was listening because we were both sitting there watching it, and we are in a weird position in our house right now to do a remodel. So we had our TV is really big, kind of right in front of us right now, the way we're set up. So you've got all this motion in the background, and no matter where I was trying to photograph, there was all this stuff in the background. But because of Photo Room, I literally held shoes balanced on my hand in front of an 85-inch TV, motion soccer going on behind it, took pictures, and they look like they were done in a studio.
Nice. Yes. So don't overthink it. Pick up that phone, take your photos. If you don't have a beautiful studio, if you have clutter in the back, whatever the case may be, take it. And if you need to remove the background using Photo Room, there's a free version. You can do that on the hero image at the very least. Okay, so you use your phone, you get your photos. And the next thing we do is right from my phone, I open up our consignment software, which is Consign Cloud. And like Molly alluded to, we did switch from using Simple Consign to Consign Cloud in July 14th, I believe. Not that it's stuck in my head.
Not that-
So it opened up this possibility of us doing our listings on the phone. Okay, so and I put the consignor in, we put all the information in, so it's categorized, it has a SKU, it has an inventory, and the photos just go right from my phone into the listing, and it's just a beautiful, beautiful thing. And
so I have a question.
yeah.
When
Sure.
you take your photos with your phone, then you open up Consign Cloud, and then what exactly do you put in through your phone? Was that everything you were just listing? You do on your phone, not on a computer? The SKU,
So I partially do the listing on my phone. You could do the entire listing on your phone if you wanted to. I'm personally more comfortable on my laptop. So I will just start the listing, make sure it's under the right consignor because it tracks all of that stuff.
That's what
Just make sure it's under the right consignor. And add the photos. And then I finish everything else on the phone. All right. So let's say I have all my photos and I have a list of all this consignor stuff. Then I move over to my laptop, pull up Consign Cloud, look at all those listings. Photos are in there. I know what consignor they belong to. And then I will complete the rest of the details for the listing. Complete the category, the price, the whatever. I put it all in there.
All that good stuff.
Measurements, yeah, all of that amazing stuff. Oh, I was just thinking there was something this has changed my life. All right, so I'm in there. Let's say I get a batch we do a lot of collectibles, right? So you could have things that are worth, $15. You can have things that are worth, a couple $100. And they're very similar. You just don't know, right? So I just photograph them all. They go under that consignor. I move over to my laptop. I literally, in the Chrome browser, and I have a video of this on the website, do a Google image search. You just right click on the image and it pulls it up in the side of your browser. And it gives you details on what the item is selling for, what it is if you have no idea. It gives you some ideas. It has been such a time saver for me with doing research on these items. It's been, I can't tell you, it's already saved me probably weeks of my life. All right. So anyway, so I'll do that. I'll do the research while it's on there, complete all the details. And there's a little button that you click and it automatically moves it over to Shopify. What? Yeah. Okay. So when we populate, when we hit save, it moves it to our Shopify store. And I just think that is also amazing. So once it moves from Consign Cloud, it's simultaneously in Consign Cloud and in the Shopify store. They are, for all intents and purposes, one and the same, and they keep the inventory synced between the two. Then in Shopify, we automatically send it to Facebook. So when we add something to Shopify, it goes to our Facebook shop, it goes to our website, and it goes to Instagram. There's nothing additional we need to do from there. Like, that's it. It's there. What? That, right?
Because I was going to say, when you said we move it, it automatically moves over to Shopify. I was going to play the why Shopify. I was going to put the why out there, like why Shopify. But I think you just answered that right there, right?
Yeah. And that was a whole new piece for us, is to move everything automatically going into Shopify, going to the website, going to, our Instagram and Facebook. And there's a bunch of different add-ons you can do from there. Those are the ones we use that make sense. We also use it. It automatically goes into our live selling software, which is Comment Sold. That's a whole other episode, but Shopify is the back end of our live selling software. So once we put it on that, it automatically can go to our app. It can go to our live selling. It's pretty seamless. All those places, just by entering it into Consign Cloud, really. All right. So now we're in Shopify. The next thing we do, because our primary sales place is what? Molly? What's our primary sales platform?
Our primary sales platform. And if anybody that's listening to our episodes doesn't know this by now, it's eBay.
It is eBay.
I feel like we should have eBay tattooed across our forehead.
Yeah. I'm definitely not doing that. We'll leave the hair color to eBetsy. She does that really well.
Right.
Okay, so it is in Shopify, but our primary platform is eBay. All right, so this is the main thing that we've changed in the past couple months, and you'll see when Samantha redoes her episode, she has as well. So to move from Shopify to eBay, we also use Etsy, Poshmark, Mercari to have those options. The next piece we do is we take those Shopify listings and we import them into our List Perfectly catalog. And there will be a tutorial on how we do that as well as bulk import them into our List Perfectly catalog. Once they're in List Perfectly, it's just super easy to then distribute them to everything for us goes on eBay. We automatically post everything we do on eBay. The other things are more selected, right? Some of them we'll put on Poshmark if we're having a, good month with Poshmark and it's back in our graces again. We'll give it some of our listings.
Are we on a break?
If we're feeling salty about Poshmark, we won't.
Sometimes we're on a break,
Yeah. So once it's in List Perfectly, it's just you can pick and choose and pretty much add any platform you choose to. And you can pick and choose those based on what the product is. Like vintage products, a lot of vintage products will sell better on Etsy, or handmade products. And you can pick and choose where those items go and use that to manage that. And it's just been an incredible boon for us to be able to do that. I used to do all of my cross posting manually, going back to 2.5 years. So let me tell you, I really appreciate the ability to track and do this.
Thank you, List Perfectly.
Yep. And there are other cross-listing platforms options. Just, research what works best for you. There are a lot of us that use List Perfectly. There's a great community of support in order to do that. And that's what we've chosen after all of our research. So yeah. Yeah, so that's pretty much our process. What am I missing? It seems too easy.
I got this question. So
yeah,
in those steps that you just lined out at the end, you could, within that, I mean, how long would you say that basically takes you? Let's say
for
you
listing
get a designer in, and let's say you batch and you've got 5 items. That 5 items
okay.
you put through the process, because you typically batch like I do, and you put them through. So how long do you think that process would take from beginning to end of what you said time-wise?
Well, let me think. I try to do groups of 10, okay. And a group of 10 to get everywhere would be about 2 hours, I would say, to do all the research. And I'm not talking about like standard items. I'm talking about, things that are a little bit more difficult. Yeah. So it'd be about 2 hours to process 10 items if they were going everywhere, if they didn't sell on eBay first, or if they didn't sell on our website first, or at one of our live sales. Yeah.
Right. So the first place they have the option to get picked up right off the bat is going to be what? Facebook, Instagram, website.
Yeah. Because once that's pretty automatic.
Those were automatically live, done, period. Yeah. I just love the fact that right off the bat, it's already, say you list those 10 and then something happens that pulls you away from work for the rest of the day and the next day. At least you know that those 10 items are live somewhere and they're out for availability to be purchased to somewhere. And then you can go back and go, okay, now I got to move them into List Perfectly and put them on there where I want them to go live from there, on which platform. And then you've got not only the original 3, but now you're adding, for us, definitely a 4th. For many people, that could be a 10th. I know a lot of people put them on all of those sites.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
To me, that's
we're pretty minimal when it comes. We've tried pretty much all the platforms, but we're pretty minimal with where things go, and pretty choosy, because we do well on eBay, and we just really just don't often have the time. Consignment is a very crazy, busy business.
It's a crazy, busy business. And we really love for our business to be community based. Just like we feel about consignment chats, we feel the same way about Conshy Consignment.
Mm-hmm.
And when you're building a community-based small business where you're really trying to keep your consigners and your customers part of your family, your Conshy family, that's, we say it's more work, but that's not more work. That's the fun part of it. But that's where our live sales come in and things like that we're doing that takes time away from the other. But that's the stuff we really love because we're building such amazing relationships with those people.
Yeah, definitely. So consider that when you're developing your process or you're tweaking it, consider, I'm going to say it again. Hand me my soapbox, Molly.
All right.
Thank you. Figure out what your mission is and, check out our episode on the different platforms, but know what your mission is and make sure those platforms are suitable for your mission and they're actually building what you want to build.
Yeah. And that's why we're very choosy because a lot of those don't build into the community aspect that we like to have with Conshy Consignment.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why it's not for us, but certainly there are many people that do it everywhere and love it and are very successful and it fits within their mission.
Yes, definitely.
Wonderful. And that's why it's wonderful to have somebody like Liz Perfectly who makes that process that much easier.
Yeah.
Well, when I listen to you describe it, it sounds so much easier than when I sit down and actually try to get my brain to process it. And I don't know, I do a lot of what you do, but I do put my whole listing in on my phone.
Mm-hmm.
If I've already got it up and I'm putting the pictures in and putting the title in, I just go ahead and go through and put it all in.
Yeah, see, guys, Molly is really good with her phone. She does a lot of things from her phone, and I am not. I do not like to work on my phone. I love doing the photos and photo room and all of that from my phone, but it pretty much ends there. I have a very hard time. I'm much quicker typing on the laptop than I am on my phone.
And I see that. But what I find on the phone, and this is for anybody who decides they want to do Consign Cloud, one of the nice things about Consign Cloud on the phone part of it is once you start and you've got that one person's account up, if you're batching your items, it's so much easier on your phone because already that first couple are going to be in the right spot for you. Once you put women's clothing or women's shoes as a category, it's going to, every time you get one in, it's going to pop back up already with those set for you. So you don't have to change a lot of that. And so that I think is very, just saves a lot of time for me just to boop, 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 right through them.
I love that you're so quick on your phone. I have a little envy of that. I wish I could be.
I don't know what it is with me in the phone, but I do them on the phone and then I know they're live and I try to do mine in more like 5s. So I'll do 5 of them on my phone. And then I'll like take 5 items, like say this weekend, I was doing some boots that I was like, oh my gosh, I forgot I haven't gotten these up yet. We're here into winter. So I did these boots and I literally just put them on the table in front of me. Again, we're watching World Cup. Snap, snap, snap. And getting the picture saved, got all 5 of them saved, had them down on the floor, and then pulled up my phone and just put all 5 of them in, had the scale right there, weighed them, heel measurement, whatever, done. Then a little bit later, I went back and got my laptop, opened it up, and then I took them and put them live on the other, moved them through to list perfectly and then live. So I like that I don't panic right away that they're not everywhere because, like I say, when you get that first stage done, they're live somewhere. No, it's not we know eBay is our best and it's not on eBay, but at least while I'm doing other stuff, I know, well, it's out there for some people to see it, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And I definitely, sometimes I'll have like 50 before I move them over to list perfectly. It just depends on how my day is going. It's just really flexible, really flexible. Although I am sad that you're missing out on that chrome the Google Lens, how it lets you use Google Lens right from, like, I'm literally in the listing on Consign Cloud and looking it up. I feel bad that you're missing out on that.
Well, maybe I'll try my next 5 doing that. Maybe I'll give it a
Yeah.
shot and see what happens and do my next 5 and do your process and see if I feel that that's faster, slower, worth it.
I feel like it might be if you have collectibles.
That's what I was going to
If
say.
you have something you're not, 100% sure about, you need more information, you might be reading a little research
Because
but
for
for
me,
every day, for the items you mostly sell, you know them.
right, I know when they come, like clothing
Yeah.
brand stuff, what's going to go for what price range.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that makes sense for collectibles or a new
Yeah.
clothing brand that's a luxury brand that I'm not familiar with yet, don't know enough about, you know.
Yeah. And I'm surprised at how far Google Lens has come in the past couple years, in the past 2 years.
Yeah. Goodness
Wow.
bless you. Yeah, it's crazy
Wow.
to find out. I mean, crazy.
Like, I would just look up a random style of a dress that I've never heard of, and it'll identify the dress exact, not all the
Right.
time, but, or you know what I really like it for? Vera Bradley patterns,
Oh
because
my
they
gosh, yes.
drive me crazy. Do you remember we used to have to go through like the retired list?
Yep.
Oh,
With all these
and
little
try to figure
squares,
out what they
the
were.
pictures, you were trying
Yep.
to figure out what was what, and they're what, a bajillion years. Cal
Yeah.
hates it when I make the name when I say bajillion. Mom, that's not a word. It is in my dictionary. It takes like a bajillion years.
It is when you're looking up Vera Bradley patterns.
Right? That might actually have been where bajillion first started coming out of my mouth. It might have been.
Oh my gosh. Think about if we would have had that was it probably about 8 years ago? We got those, I don't even know how many Vera Bradleys, totes and totes and totes of Vera Bradleys. Yeah. Oh, well, we can't, the past is past. We have a new, better way of doing it. All is well with the world.
I have to throw something a little off topic out there, but sitting here talking about the Google Lens and the researching items and, that I pretty much always know with clothing and shoes what I'm going to do because I've been doing it for so long. But I did buy a haul on haul sale, my very first haul I bought. Of course, I have an obsession with shoes. I love to list shoes. So I bought 4 pair of shoes. Can I say who I bought them from on haul sale?
Yeah.
Our friend Dana Crawford put a haul up there, and I bid and won the bid and got the shoes. Just shipped out a pair this morning. Listed them on Saturday and just shipped out a pair this morning.
No, really? I didn't even know.
Yeah. So there were 2 brands in there that I was not familiar with, and come to find out they are really good brands. So I did have to research those. So Google Lens would have been, I did use Google Lens for them actually, but Google Lens your way would have been easier. I had to go in, pull up the app, go through and do it all that way versus being in it and just clicking it.
Yeah, I didn't even know you could do it from the browser. And I had been using the app on my phone, and it's just way better for research to do it on the computer because you can kind of go down the rabbit hole of like, all right, what's the history of this brand? Or, just find your way down there. And yeah.
Love it. Yes, but I was excited to buy my first haul sale app. My first haul from haul sale. And so it comes and Nick is like, what is that? And I'm like, it's a wholesale haul. He goes, wait a minute, what, you bought a haul? And I went, yes. And he goes, I thought you were going to sell hauls before you buy a haul. I'm like,
that's the beauty of it. You can do both.
Yeah, he was not as happy with me that I bought a haul until the shoes sold right away. Then he was like, oh, okay, we're good.
Yeah.
Of course I'm going to buy a haul before I list my own haul. This is me. This is Molly we're talking about.
Oh, I can't believe you're saying this out loud. Oh my God.
Man. I know Samantha's going to get me. She's going to be like, you're not supposed to be buying anymore right now.
Yeah. Ooh, Molly.
It's just 4 pair of shoes, and I listed them right away. They're up, they're done, boom.
Good job.
Yeah, I did them right away. Like I say, sold a pair, shipped it out this morning. Good stuff.
Awesome. I love that efficiency.
Yeah.
All right. So let's talk a little bit about our community, what's going on. We are voting on our book for next year's book club. We have 4 books to choose from. We're going to do all 4, but right now we have open in the community some voting, and in the book club, which we do have a separate group. It's linked up on consignmentchats.com for the book club, just because we wanted to keep it separate. It's not just for resellers. If you have an interest in the book we're doing, it is open to everybody, and we keep our consignment chats free private group for resellers,
Right.
or people that are interested in reselling. You don't necessarily have to be a reseller, although I think most of us are.
Right.
You could be reseller curious. How's that?
I like it.
But the book club is for anyone. And if I can pull up real quick here, the list of the books, I will. But go ahead, Molly. You talk a little bit.
You want me to talk? Me? Yeah, so
I know. You don't have that covered, do you?
I'm excited about these books, and there's a couple that are on there that I'm really excited about, but one of them is definitely Michelle's. I think what online consignment the easy way or something, or
yep,
we're gonna come up with
it's
it in the
so
post.
good.
But I'm excited to read that. But there's some goodies out there. And I'm
So all right, so here we go. We have Michelle's, and I know a couple of you have already purchased the book, and a couple of people are getting it for Christmas. I'm halfway through it, and I'm just loving it.
Yay.
And yes, I'm reading again because my hot tub is fixed. I had to put everything on hold because I like to read in the hot tub. Just so you know. All right, so the other one was Believe It by Jamie Kern Lima. That was recommended by Kathy Terrell. And then Paul Apollonia suggested The Slight Edge, turning simple disciplines into massive success and happiness. That's the one popular one.
Yeah.
That was a really good suggestion. And Switch, How to Change Things When Change is Hard by Dan Heath.
You could have written that
one. Yeah, kicking and screaming, I could have written it. Yeah, so we have some really good options. We're going to do all of them this year, and we also are going to add in, I think, the one that you had recommended,
or the adult ADHD book.
Yes. And so if you're interested, hop in, vote on what we're going to do first, participate with us as we discuss the book. It's going to be a lot of fun. We always have some interesting takes on things that I never expect.
Right.
So yeah. And I always, like I said in our last episode, I consider it like kind of like my continuing education. Like I'll be like on Monday nights when I schedule the meeting, I'm going to class now.
Right.
I'm going to class now. Yeah.
It's good stuff. Good stuff. Well, I'm excited. Those are some good reads to have. All right. So, I mean, you just gave them some good information. You guys, if you're not already actively involved in our community, you're going to want to be there because we do a lot of fun things. So make sure you go to consignmentchats.com where you can find all the places that we're located. Listening right now, if you are on YouTube watching us, hey y'all, make sure that you give us a thumbs up there and subscribe and hit that little reminder bell, because then whenever we're there, you will get a reminder so you don't miss us when we're telling important things, and leave reviews because we love them.
Yes.
Am I missing anything? What?
Well, I want to say one thing. I know we have like a minute, but what I posted in the community today and in our social media today was about it seems there are waves of like difficult customers that come your way. And I had to remind myself, and something I tell my kids is give other people grace. You have no idea what people are going through.
True.
Just give people grace. I've seen a lot of snarky comments about people responding on social media. Just give that other person grace. You have no idea what their life situation is or what they may be going through and taking out on you. It sucks, but
I like that ending note there, Libby. I think that's a good one to end on. Give people grace. All right. Until next time.
Cheers. Thanks for joining Libby and Molly, the ladies of Consignment Chats, as we build a resourceful community of collaborative resellers. Find all the ways to connect with us at consignmentchats.com. Episodes are available on YouTube and anywhere you get your podcasts. In addition, you can find us on Facebook in our Consignment Chats community. Until next time.